Hello there, it's Wendy, and I'm up here at our little off-grid cabin that we share as a family on my son's and daughter-in-law's property. And I just got home from that big 4-week trip up to the Chilcotin and the Caribou, but there was a weather forecast. It said 3 days or 4 days of sun, and towards the end of September here, with temperatures maybe around 20 or 21, and not cold at night, like down to only 10 or so. I just couldn't resist. I came up in the canoe in my car today, and then I got in my canoe and came paddling up to this little off-grid cabin. So here I am, and I'm just settled. I've settled in. I've got things organized here. I've got the little Murphy bed all set up, and got my electronics, such as they are, and everything is set up, and I'm just making some dinner. So I'm feeling pretty happy about this. I'm starting to make a stir fry for myself, and then I'm going to just sit and watch the view for tonight. It's a beautiful evening, and I'm very, very happy to be here. So tomorrow I'm planning to go off for a paddle, because if the wind's not up, over to the joining lake, and maybe have a lunch out in some little campsite. Okay, let's see if I can turn this a bit for you. There. Maybe that's a bit better. There. So there's our flat, calm water. And we'll go down a ways, try casting a bit. Let's see what happens. But if nothing happens, this day is good enough. Here it is, the 3rd week of September. It's probably the first day of autumn. If it's not today, it was yesterday or tomorrow. And I'm actually overdressed. Although I guess in the shade it's maybe a bit different. So we'll see how the day goes. I'm just trolling a line here. It's pretty deep off the rocks. I love this part of the lake. Okay, we're going through the reeds now, and as you can see, if you recall in the previous videos I've done where I've come through here, the water is really dropped, which is normal for this time of year. So just paddle through. Well, I'm just coming up to the little island. It's so quiet out here. I'll see if anybody's there, but I'm sure if they're there, they're very silent. Well, I've got my line in the water, such as it is. I've got a defective bob. It's got a hole in it. But fortunately, those are very inexpensive to replace. Probably they break so easily. Anyway, I've decided I'm definitely not going to heat anything up for lunch. What I brought could easily be eaten cold. And so I think that's what I'm going to do. I wouldn't, even with my little stove, my alcohol stove, I wouldn't feel, it's a bit of a risk because there is a flame, and unless I go down on the rocks almost in the water, but it's not worth it. Besides, I don't need a hot meal today. It's very hot as it is. Well, while I'm waiting for the big one to bite the hook, I thought I'd show you a new piece of gear. For many years, I had a stainless steel double-walled mug, which I probably bought, I say many years, probably I bought two of them 20 years ago. And they're still perfect. And they work really, really well. They're from Mountain Equipment Co-op, then it was called. But they have a narrow bottom and a wider top. And coming out here and being on the ground, they're too tippy. So I ordered a new mug, and this one is it's from GSI Outdoors. And this is the first time I've used it. I really like it though. It's got a nice top on it, simple. But what I like about it is it's got a really nice firm, wide base. So you can put it on tippy ground and it takes a fair amount to knock it over. It's sort of like got a no skid on the bottom, so it's insulated there. It's insulated here. I like this handle just because you just can grip the whole cup. And another little feature is clear, and it's got a measuring on the side. So this one holds 2 cups, and my water's just cool. It was never really cold, but it's about the same as when I poured it out of my container and put it in here. And it's great. It feels good in the hand. I have normal, average size hands, and it just fits perfectly. So I haven't tried a hot drink in it yet, but this was the first go, and I thought I should share this with you and I ordered it from MEC. Was it called Mountain Equipment Company now? Something a little bit different. But as far as the lid, it definitely, let's see. Oh, there we go. I put it on right. It doesn't seem to leak. So maybe a little tiny bit. But anyway, that seems to be pretty watertight. And it's first go. I think it's great. So I wouldn't recommend it until I actually try a hot drink in it. But so far so good. And I think it's going to serve me it'll be perfect because it's not really easily broken. And the seal is good. It doesn't seem to flip off or fall off, and it doesn't seem to leak around the edges. So there you go. GSI Outdoors, and I ordered it through Mountain Equipment. So if you're looking for a new mug, I think this might be okay. Of course, it could have something a little more interesting to drink in it, but this is a hot day and it's early yet. So maybe I'll try wine in it later today with dinner. Fine wine glass. I'll let you know how it goes. Well, I've been here about 2 hours, and it's just been absolutely beautiful. I mean, what can you say? What a way to celebrate the beginning of fall and honor the equinox, and just to get out on you couldn't have a better beginning to fall. So hopefully there's going to be a few more of these days before I sort of have to pack in the sort of bigger outdoor adventures. And we've just come back from being away for a month traveling in the Caribou and Chilcotin. I hope to get some videos up about that fairly soon, but it's quite a big task for me to try and sort out all of the video that doesn't need to be on and figure out which is going to stay on. So anyway, I've got lots of homework ahead of me. I've tried switching up from my bob to a sliding weight, so a sinker, and put some what's called little maggots. They're not real maggots, but they're flavored plastic that look like maggots, I guess. And not a bite. Like, there's not even been a sniff. I've tried power bait. I've tried the surface. I've tried the deep I guess, and I've seen fish jump here, but you know, I guess they're just not interested in what I have. I don't have any worms, and I think that would help if I did, but I don't. So anyway, it's either here nor there catching fish, really. I have sufficient food in the cooler back at the cabin, so I'm not going to go hungry. Well, just paddling out of this beautiful little spot. There's a slight breeze out here, but nothing too much. Boy, is it hot now, I must say. Anyway, I'm not complaining. There's nobody out here but us. And all the birds, the little fishes, and the dragonflies. Pretty cool, pretty amazing. It's a most rejuvenating and energizing environment. Absolute serenity. Ladies and gents, I've come back and I thought, well, I'm at the cabin, I'll just try casting my rod in off the dock, or I'm actually just casting it off the rocks at the front. And I was really wanting to catch a trout for my friend Jack, who's never tasted trout. So look at what we got. We got a beautiful cutthroat trout. It's not huge, but it's totally taste-worthy. So I'm going to go back down and clean this lovely cutthroat off. And I know it always looks bigger when you hold it close to the camera. You know, I don't know. You see how big it is? By the time it's cleaned and in the frying pan, the head's off and whatever, it's a lot smaller. But this is a very, very nice looking fish. So I'm really happy. I had to like wing it in up off the rocks onto the shore. Very, it was an interesting technique, and thank God it was hooked really well. So here we go. So Jack, I'll be interested to know what you think about this trout. Okay, well, I just had a bite, but it got off. I just took the bait, so we'll see what happens. We'll leave the camera on and run it out if I have to. But it'd be really fun to catch it on film, wouldn't it? All right, I caught another one. I couldn't get it on film. I obviously have to improve on my cinematography skills, but nonetheless, it's not as big as the last one, but it was well hooked and required a great extraction. So I didn't really want to let it go because it would have been damaged. So I'm going to go clean this little guy up. It's actually still not a bad fish. It's just not as big as the last one. And then I think I'm just going to go cook my dinner and say, well, that was a good day. Well, good morning. I just packed everything up and started to do some winterizing of the kitchen things in the cabin because it's going to start to freeze pretty soon. And maybe not today though. It's another beautiful sunny day. And I'm just heading back now to the car, and probably got a 2-hour drive and a short ferry ride. So yeah, I'm reluctant to leave, but I've had a wonderful time. 2 nights and part of 3 days. Couldn't have had better weather, especially for this time of year. for any time of year. It is absolutely summery, and it's a little bit of a breeze on the water, just enough to cool me down while I paddle. And I'll be ready to load my lovely little yellow canoe on my car. So that was a great trip, and thanks so much for coming along, and I hope you enjoyed some of the beauty that I'm most fortunate to be able to be in.